Wad E. This one we're going to do 3 rounds of 4 different movements. We got 10 big arm circles forward and backwards, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and 10 air squats. Pretty straightforward on these. You're going to warm up those shoulders by getting 10 big arm circles going forward. Then you're going to switch and go 10 big arm circles going backwards. Then we're going to go down. We're going to do 10 push-ups. So we get into that plank position. Chest and thighs hit the ground at the same time. Full lock out of the arms. 10 reps. I'll roll over onto my back, get sit-ups, touch the ground behind your head, reach for the toes in front of you. Make sure that the shoulder comes past the hips or just over the hips to get full range of motion. Then you're going to stand up and get 10 air squats. Make sure that you get full depth on those air squats. After 3 rounds, you'll be good and warmed up, and then we're going to do something a little bit different. So for this workout, this is actually a no measure. We haven't done a no measure for our home wads. These are going to be different kinds of movements for us. They'll be a little more strength based, so I'll talk to you a little bit about how to go about this. Let's go over the movements first though. So it's 4 rounds. You'll do 10 lawnmower rows on each arm. The lawnmower row is you'll get down into kind of a partial lunge, just lean on one knee here. Then from that position, pull the kettlebell or dumbbell, whatever you have, back to the chest. So you want to get a good full length pull here. You'll do 10 on each side, so you'll switch over at the end of the first side and come over to the other arm. Then your next movement is going to be 8 reps each side. Push or strict press, totally your choice on this one. But you're going to bring whatever weight you need up to the shoulder level. You can do that push press here, or you can go strict without the momentum of that little dip and drive. Remember, that's 8 on each side. Now our next movement is 6 on each side. We're doing windmills. So we haven't done these a ton here at FTX, but what you're going to do for a windmill, bring a good distance between the legs. It doesn't have to be super wide, but let's go outside shoulder width. Okay? You can point whatever side you're going to be leaning towards, you're just going to point that toe. But what we'll do is you'll have a kettlebell or a dumbbell, or whatever weight for that matter. You're going to hold that straight up overhead, and then you're going to look at the kettlebell. Make sure you keep your eyes on the weight. You're going to reach down towards the floor. If you can touch the floor, that's great. Keep your eyes on the weight, come up. Then, once you've gotten 6 on that side, you're just going to switch, point the other toe out, then bring the kettlebell up overhead. You're going to reach down. Make sure you're looking at the weight again. Reach down to the floor, tap the ground, and stand. All right, you'll do that on both sides. Then, 4 on each side of a suitcase carry step up. Make sure that you find a good step. Your one step is about 8 inches, so if you have stairs in your house, the second step is 16 inches. So what you'll want to do is you can grab one weight, one side, suitcase carry, and you step up 4 times. Then you're going to switch which side you hold it on and which leg you're stepping up with. You'll do that 4 on each side. Then the last movement, Turkish get-ups. Everybody's favorite movement, I know it. What you'll want to do is come down to the ground, get this weight ready. You're going to lay down completely. The weight that you push overhead, you're going to lock that arm up, bring one arm out to the side, and if your right arm is holding the weight, your right leg will come up, foot flat on the floor. First thing you're going to do is sit up. So you come up on the elbow, push up with the palm. Now, you're going to shoot this straight leg through to the back. Now you're in a lean lunge. Lift that hand off the ground, keep this weight straight, and then you stand up, tall, and you've done it, basically. Except for you've got to go back down just like this. So you're hanging onto that weight, you come down and do a step back lunge. Then you reach down with that palm, shoot that leg through and sit down. Now you can lay back on the elbow, lay back, and that's one rep. All right, going down is easier than going up for sure. Now, let me tell you a little bit here about, or it's really more of a hint or a clue here. Make sure that you keep your eye on the weight all the way up and all the way down. So when I'm laying down, lifting with my left arm, I bring my left foot flat on the ground. I'm gonna sit up, I'm looking at the weight the whole time on the elbow. Come up on the palm, still looking at the weight. Now I'm gonna take this straight leg, shoot that through and get on my knee. Come up into a lunge position and then stand. Still looking at the weight the whole time. Come back into a lunge. Bring my palm to the ground. Shoot the leg through. Come to the elbow, lay back, and then I'm complete. You're gonna do that twice on each side and then start the round over again. This is a no measure, so here's the idea that we want to communicate to you. And I'll show you up here as well. It's written in Wodify for you so you will be able to remember. But we are looking for slow movements, good form, and if you can and have equipment or suitable objects, you can increase the weight on some or all of the rounds. We're looking for you to build up strength here. We want for you to go up in weight if you can, but you by no means do you have to. And don't worry about, you're not scoring anything, so you don't have to worry about what anybody sees or anything like that, so you're all good. But on round one, it should be relatively lighter. We've done activation, we warmed up with the heart rate, and then we did a warm up for this workout. But round one is gonna be like a continued warm up for all of the specific movements, especially so that you can kind of get used to them as you go through it. And then when you get to the heavier weights, you don't have to worry about the movements anymore. You're just focused on getting the strength in. So in round 2 and 3, these should be your heaviest sets. These are what you would call your working sets. And then round 4 is slightly less, but still very challenging. That just means, especially if you need to, and you can tell, you can feel it, then drop the weight just a little bit, but don't drop back to whatever round 1 super, super lightweight was. Keep it relatively heavy for that 4th round, but not quite as heavy as 2 and 3 if you're able. And then if you can't go heavier because of a lack of equipment, then on rounds 2 and 3, you can increase some of the reps by a bit to make it more challenging. In other words, instead of doing the 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, you could up them all by 2 reps or 3 or 4 reps or something like that. So that would be totally up to you. All right, I hope this one's a fun one for you. It's definitely different, so we're keeping it constantly varied, CrossFit style. And then, as always, hashtag FTX Athlete, hashtag FTX HomeWod, and @FTX CrossFit.